Hi, I'm Natascha. I am the data analyst at G2 Esports. G2 Esports, if you haven't already heard from the title, is an esports team or organization. You can think of it basically like a football club or American football club, where we have several teams within several different leagues within gaming, let's say. So one of them is League of Legends, for example. Then we also have a Counter-Strike team and a Rocket League team. And within these, we have players and teams that compete for prize money, as well as influencers or content creators that sort of boost the visibility of our club. And we've been using NetBase Quid primarily to understand our audience a bit better, sort of understanding more about potential leagues that we could go into, as well as understanding, the existing leagues that we're currently participating, whether it's worth it to invest in them based on social conversations, as well as then overlaying this data with users of the platform or players of the platform in that sense to build a more holistic view of, is it worth to go in this direction or is it not? What kind of audience overlays with what we're currently doing? So within NetBase Quid, there stands out 2 or 3 different types of functions that we tend to use on a daily basis. One of them is understanding more about our audience, as I explained, where we look more into understanding what the sentiment drivers are of that particular audience. So with that, looking into their emotions when they're speaking about a particular topic, looking into their attributes towards G2, let's say, as well as sort of understanding the behavior when they're purchasing a product, for example. Helps us to make better decisions, as well as sort of see where else our content can go and push us further to think of new ways in order to interact with our community or think of new things that we should be doing. So most of it is research-based that we're doing. Also, all of the other bits and pieces that we need to put together, such as understanding where they are at, when they are talking. So that helps us also to divert content in a particular time and space. COVID-19 sort of changed the way in which G2 operates. So we went from physical events all onto online events because physical things just didn't happen anymore. It was a drastic change within us internally, but in the end, we saw that there was, a massive lift in how the community all held together, as well as sort of understanding more that we should be going in the direction of online events. Something that we're going to work on definitely is monitoring the conversations online a bit more about our brand, as well as the events that we're doing in order to understand further, what can we do better? So this is where sentiment drivers comes back into place, as well as understanding more and building more personas from what we see business critical.